Hello everyone, welcome back to Shree Talks A Lot. This is episode 11. My name is Shree and let's waste some time together. So this episode is a little impromptu because I wanted to talk about some trending topics, some drama. I've been seeing a lot of activity lately on YouTube with some really big YouTube stars like David Dobrik and James Charles. I wanted to kind of talk about that, get in some views, get in some of that drama, just the drama traffic. But I just realized that it's been the horse has been beaten over and over, so I don't really want to get into that. Also, I'm not really interested in those two people. I've never watched them, and I'm just not in the mood to research about everything that happened. So I'm just gonna let other people just talk about that, and you guys can, obviously, I think you guys, if you know about it, you know about it by now. Instead of that, I just wanted to touch up on something personal tonight, actually. It's 12:20 a.m., April 7th, and it's just something that I wanted to just get out of my system almost. It wasn't a planned episode. Yeah. Judging by the title, you know what I'm going to talk about. So I'm going to keep it brief. If you have listened to the previous episode, you know that I'm trying to make this show a little short since I'm not interviewing people, since I'm not really diversifying my content. It's mostly about me and what I'm interested in, trending topics and personal life. So I'm just going to try to keep it under 20 to 30 minutes or so. So I'm going to try my best. Okay. Don't hate me. Don't tune out. Also, I just want to apologize. If you're listening to this on Spotify, you won't notice, but if you are watching this on YouTube, I am sorry about the lack of video. As you know, my previous episodes were with videos, but the most recent episode has been just audio. I can give you a long reason why, but long story short, if you're in the same position as me, as in if you are going through insomnia, if you're going through sleep issues and sleep deprivation, you know as well as I do that it is literally impossible to pay attention to looking good and presenting yourself in a fashionable manner if you're that tired. You don't want to look presentable. You don't want to do that much of hard work. So the past month, I would have to say, is I've been struggling with that. If you have subscribed to my main channel, if you haven't, it's called Shree Nation. You can go subscribe to it. If you like the content, of course, you can subscribe to it. You'll see that my last upload had been a month ago, about like the end of February. It was at the beginning of March. That was my last upload. Even with my podcast, I've been trying my best. I've been sporadically uploading. I haven't uploaded weekly, which had been my target. The reason is because this past month has been hell for me. For some reason, my sleep has just devastated me. It has taken a toll on my brain, my health, and my productivity. If you've gone through insomnia or if you are currently going through it, you know what I'm talking about. It's just, if you're trying to do any work, you can't. And if you're trying to do creative work, you'll suffer. And making videos, making podcasts, as much as it looks like it's just me talking, it does take a bit of creativity, especially the videos that I make. I've been trying to make a lot of easier videos to take it easy on myself, but the video essays and all the other things that I make, it does take some form of creativity, and I'm not able to do that in the past month, and I just don't know what to do. I've taken this issue to Reddit at this point, and people on Reddit have been really helpful. They've tried their best to give me advice, and many of them have suggested melatonin. Take this medicine, melatonin, because, you might be struggling with it. And in my case with medicine, I'm very I take medicine with a grain of salt. By that, I mean, I don't treat it like candy, someone has recommended, hey, this new candy came out. It's really delicious. Try it. I don't treat medicine like that. But I have taken that in consideration, and I will go for a consultation and see if I really need that medicine. But my main problem right now is, how exactly do I go about consulting if I can't even wake up properly? How do I do anything? How do I do anything productive? How do I go out and really just be a productive human being if I don't get the recommended hours of sleep. Today has been the worst. Okay. I had to go vote and everything, but I got no sleep. I turned off my phone. I turned off every light in the room. I made my room relaxing and cool. I got on my bed. I laid down. I made everything just right. And I laid there for about 8 hours. And out of those 8 hours of tossing and turning, only 2 hours of those would be considered sleep, but I won't even call that sleep. I blinked and I just woke up. So it was barely 2 hours. So I've been operating this whole day on 2 hours of sleep. And after voting, I came back. I tried to eat something. I just couldn't digest the food because without sleep, I don't know. My stomach doesn't, stomach doesn't cooperate with me anymore. So I ate something and I laid down. I'm like, I'm going to take a nap. Guess what happened when I tried to take a nap? Again, tossing and turning. And this time, a few mosquitoes bugged me like they are bugging me right now. But, mosquitoes aside, I am so tired and I'm so frustrated. I'm trying my best right now to be jolly and funny and cute. But I'm telling you, I want to punch a hole in the wall because of how tired I am. I don't know what to do. The big problem that I have is because I didn't get enough sleep, the daylight hours keep getting ruined. I don't have productive time during the daylight hours. And the night hours are just spent awake on bed, lying with this pool of guilt that I have tripped myself into. I'm just lying there in guilt, oh my God, here we go again. Another day is going to be ruined. Another day is going to be ruined. Tomorrow has never even hasn't even happened. And yet I'm just guilty that I'm going to waste the next day when I wake up. The reason why I'm so frustrated is because I have carved out this new lifestyle for myself ever since lockdown. If you have been listening to the show since episode 1, I have talked in detail about how I decided not to be a teacher, how I decided not to go about the, master's degree route and PhD and bachelor's in education route. And I just decided that, I'm just going to give all that up and I'm going to be an author. I'm going to be a filmmaker. I'm just going to make YouTube videos for fun. I'm going to do this podcast to just speak my mind because, writing is a boring job and you do need something to kind of have an outlet. And I'm just going to focus on my fitness and I'm just going to learn new subjects. So I've been trying to do that, trying to build this new life in myself, basically rebooting my life. Ever since the pandemic of 2020 March, I've been doing this. And ever since then, the sleep has been gradually deteriorating. There's another factor for it. This may not be your problem, but this could just be a me problem. But someone who does night shifts, if any of you listening have done a graveyard shift, I guess you can maybe relate to this. But ever since March 2020, I've been struggling with construction noise right next to me. There's a new project that started right next to my home of 3 large residential buildings, with pool and gym and everything. Okay, so they've been constructing that, and it's taken probably 8 months or 9 months. It's probably going to take another year or so, maybe 6 to 8 months. So basically the entire day is spent just, hammering and cement churning and yelling and screaming of construction workers. And I don't fault them, but it's one of those reasons why I couldn't record in the morning. Not even just record, but even just write a page. I can't do it when right next to my window there's a bunch of construction workers just working in it's just so sandy and just pollution outside. So I can't really work. So I decided that I'm just going to start waking up from noon and I'm going to work till 5 a.m. So I decided to work till 5 a.m. because the midnight hour right now, like I said, it's 12:30, close to 12:30. This midnight hour is just filled with silence and there's no one to disturb me. There's no construction noise. So it's the perfect time for me to record and speak my mind, and also nobody to bother. There's just complete silence is what I'm saying. It's perfect for recording. So I carved out this time, and at the beginning when I started this new routine in March of this new wake up routine, it was going fine. I was working out. I was recording, I was making videos, I was making podcasts, I was writing my novel, which is my primary task, is to finish the goddamn novel and learn new subjects. I've been doing that pretty well, but slowly it just started getting deteriorated. And the Reddit people said that it may be because I can't produce melatonin because I've been sleeping in the morning. So maybe that could be a reason. I'm like, yeah, sure. But at the same time, I've also had good days. I've also had good days when I get like 8 hours or 9 hours of sleep. And I can't tell you, those days are like, I celebrate those days, okay? I celebrate those days every time they happen. I wake up with a smile on my face and the whole day just feels so good. Now I cherish those days like they're like a once in a lifetime event. That's what's happening. Before it used to be like a daily situation. Now it's like every day that I have a 9-hour sleep, which happens like maybe once every 2 weeks, I am filled with joy and it breaks my heart. And it just sort of made me realize over time that no matter how many discipline books you read, no matter how many coaches tell you how to create this perfect routine, what apps to use, how much of stoicism you need to apply to your routine every single day, no matter what you watch or what you listen to or what you read, none of that is applicable if you don't have a good night's sleep. There is no routine in this world efficient enough if your nighttime routine is not fixed. That is just something that blew my mind when I realized it. And also at the same time, it's one of the reasons why I'm suffering. And it's the biggest reason why I'm not fully functional. And it breaks my heart because I see other people doing less than me. They're just so far ahead. And because of this stupid sleep problem, I've just been stuck in this one place where I'm not being able to move forward because every new day I wake up, I'm just filled with guilt because I didn't get enough sleep and I'm tired. And no matter how much caffeine I take, it doesn't work. And I'm just working at 50. Every day feels like I'm working at 50% capacity. And it just, I don't want to say it's driving me crazy, but it really, really does make me sad. I'm gonna start crying, so I'm just gonna stop right there. But I also don't want to treat this platform as like a therapist's office, and I don't want to yell at you guys and throw my issues at you or something. You know, I just wanted to speak my mind because I know that if someone is going through the same thing right now, I just want you to know that you're not alone, and I hope you find some benefit or some solace in knowing that, yeah, I'm dealing with this too. And I don't know if I'm the best person to give any advice, but here are some things I can say that have worked with me on those special occasions when I've gotten 9 hours of sleep. And I hope those special occasions turn into regular sleep routines. And it's something that I have to really focus on. Before I give any advice, I just want to say that these tidbits that people give you most of the time and by the way, this is a side note, but there's just really not much literature out there for sleep. And there are not many coaches who really focus on it deeply. There are people who talk about the whys, like why do we need sleep? Why is it so important to sleep? Why do we not sleep? What causes us to not sleep? There are a lot of why, and what, but there are very few hows. And the hows that people give you, like how to sleep, how to fall asleep, those hows are so basic, and they're just like the advice that a 5-year-old can give me. It's like I feel really angry every time I get those advice because like do this, do that, just get blue light on, remove the blue light of your phone and stop drinking caffeine. And yeah, by the way, we have done that. That's why we're on Reddit. That's why we're on somewhere else looking for options. But none of those things seem to work because no, I can tell you, no matter like how far away my phone is, I don't even think about the social media. I don't even think about anything. And yet I'm still tossing and turning in my bed. Even though there's no phone present, even though I haven't filled myself up with caffeine, even though my room is cool, even though everything is on point, I'm still wide awake. So anyways, my hyperactive brain would not shut up. So that's the problem. But besides that, I just want to say that, I will say that those little advice that people give, do this, do that, don't look at social media and try to relax, calm down, breathing exercise, whatever, they seem to work. But if your insomnia is really bad, if it's at like an advanced stage, I can guarantee you it's not going to work that much. But it's I will say that it's still worth a shot, is what I'm trying to say. It's still worth a shot. Don't give up on the basic advices, like, you know, the basics and the little tidbits that people give. Don't give up on those. I feel like they still work. But there's one thing that I learned. This is the biggest advice I'm going to say, that don't try to sleep. Okay? If you try to sleep when you're not feeling sleepy, if you're trying really hard, it does not work. I know this is the most like basic and advice that you will ever get. Like, oh yeah, duh. If I'm not, you know, able to sleep, I'm not going to sleep, of course. But what I'm saying is, don't try really hard. Don't give yourself this like ultimatum, like, I have to sleep. I have to sleep. I have to look at the clock. Oh my God, there's 6 hours left. I have to go to sleep. Then you're just tossing and tossing and turning and turning and turning yourself into like a little planet just rotating on an axis in your bed. That's what becomes the rest of the night. So trying really hard to sleep is not going to work. It doesn't work for me. So what does work is like, I sometimes just give up and I get up from the bed. I just go to a different part of the room. I walk around. I do some stuff. I just roam around sometimes, and sometimes I just look at social media or whatever. I make a snack for myself. I boil some milk. I drink a warm glass of milk. I just do something, you know. Once that's done and I feel a little tired, I feel a little sweaty, I come back and I try again. And most of the time it doesn't work, but sometimes I do get tired enough, or I do get bored enough when I'm walking around drinking milk or doing this or doing that, yeah, sometimes I do fall asleep. But yes, the problem is the hours do get wasted. If you wanted 6 hours of sleep, now you've walked around for an hour, now you get 5 hours of sleep. But at least you get 5 hours of sleep instead of tossing and turning for 4 hours and getting 2 hours of sleep, which is what happened today to me, okay? So it's better to get 5 hours of sleep than 3 hours of sleep that is just poor quality, you know? The second thing I would say is, and the occasions I've tried them, in the occasions where I wasn't tired enough, and I tried them, they really helped. Reading and meditation really helps. It really does work to relax your mind and bore you and like doze you off. But the problem with reading and meditation, the people who advise you to read and meditate, what they don't realize is that if you have a tired mind from days of insomnia and days of poor sleep, it's really hard to challenge your brain to sit down and meditate or to sit down and read a textbook without you about to break down, you know? If you're tired and you're guilty, if you're tired of feeling sleepy and you're guilty that you're going to waste another day, it's really hard to sit down and meditate because those thoughts keep coming back and the meditation gets ruined. At the same time, you just don't want to read anything because you don't want to exercise your mind into anything. So that's what happens. But I would say you still should try it. And I'm actually saying it to myself, I still should give it a shot, because every time I've actually successfully meditated, I've seen that I've actually relaxed myself enough, relaxed my mind and my body enough to just kind of drift off silently without needing too much of too much help. And with reading as well, I don't read really stimulating books. I don't read like a really interesting piece of fiction at night. I read like textbooks, like I read like the history of home computers or some shit. It kind of like it takes my brain. I kind of feel good that, okay, I'm learning something here while trying to doze off. And I do doze off because the books are really boring, even though they're very informative. And it really helps. The times I've tried them, they've helped. But yeah, if I'm tired enough, I can't really meditate. But I would say they're still helpful choices. The one other thing that I've tried sometimes, which has helped me, is that sometimes I just close my eyes, or I don't close my eyes. I close my eyes and I just imagine relaxing movie scenes. Okay, like I'm a big fan of movies. My entire Shree Nation channel is 80% about movies and TV shows. So sometimes what I would do is I would look back at like some favorite movie of mine or some favorite TV show of mine, and I would try to think of like a relaxing scene in that movie, like two people driving or a character driving at like a very scenic location, or two people just talking, two people having a very like, you know, like a conversation about nothing, but really relaxing conversation, just chilling out, or a couple who is having a good moment, like not like, you know, just chilling out together, like having conversations together, like those kinds of like relaxing scenes from movies. I would replay them in my mind, and I would just like maybe change things up. Like, okay, what if they had this conversation? What if this guy was driving in this location? What if this couple was having this conversation while they're hugging each other, while they're, you know, just lying down and doing nothing and just talking? What if this is happening? So I kind of reimagine things or imagine things as they are. And those kinds of like relaxing scenarios sometimes help me drift off. They really do. They really help me drift off sometimes. And it's quite an interesting thing, but it does help me relax. So if that's your thing, movies and TV shows are your thing, maybe you can try that too. That has helped me at some points to really kind of like drift off. The last thing I can say, which really helped me in some occasions, which has happened for like my situation only. So this may not be your problem, but this may be your problem as well. So I'm just going to throw it out there. Like I said a few minutes ago, that I have been surrounded by construction noise, and I have been sleeping in the mornings from like 6 a.m. to 12 noon. Now it's being pushed back and pushed back and pushed back because of the stupid, you know, stupid sleep problem. But because of the construction noise, sometimes it's really hard to sleep, and because of the sun rays that comes from the window, like the cracks of the windows, it really gets hard to sleep because of that sunshine and because of that noise. So what I've done is that I just put on my headphones and I listen to something called brown noise. Now there's this thing called white noise, but I found something on YouTube called brown noise. And it's just basic. It sounds like sea waves. It basically sounds like sea waves. You're standing on the shore and you're just listening to the waves. It sounds like that, but it's not exactly sea waves. It sounds like it's a machine noise. It definitely is a machine noise, but the machine noise sounds like the sea. It reminds me of the ocean, is what I'm saying. So I listen to that, but in very low volume. I don't really need a very high volume for brown noise. I listen to it like sometimes like just volume 2 or volume 1. And I drift off with that sound. And the construction noise and even like birds chirping and everything, because it's morning, it's kind of gets drowned out by the brown noise. And I found out that I've been using that almost frequently now. It's kind of become a habit. I just hope that it doesn't affect my ears or anything, even though the noise, the noise level, literally sometimes I leave it at like volume 1 on my phone, but it seems to help me drift off. And I've noticed that I've had dreamless sleeps, and sometimes I've had vivid dreams, but the brown noise really doesn't let me notice any of the construction noise outside. So it really does help. I've seen that. And I don't know if that can help you, but check it out. Maybe that can help you as well. It's not necessarily that effective in blocking out really, really loud construction noise, but it drowns out your brain, and it kind of puts me in a trance where I'm like, I feel like I'm listening to the ocean outside my window, and it kind of puts me in a place where I'm just relaxed. You know, it's like I'm hanging out at the beach or something, like I'm sleeping on the sand. It feels like that when I listen to it. So I don't know if that's going to help you or not, but try it out. Try it out. I tried out the whole sleep meditation thing, by the way. If someone's speaking, the voice is a big, big distraction for me. If someone is speaking to me, I'm like, shut up, let me sleep, go away. That's how I feel. And even the whole rain and thunder noises, it's bad enough when it's raining, but when it's thundering, I'm like a cat. Okay, I'm gonna jump around the room. Thunder does not relax me. So rain and thunder, ambient noises for 10 hours straight on YouTube, I'm sorry, pal, that's not for me. But this brown noise thing, this static, steady noise of like a machine that sounds like ocean waves, I don't know, it really helped me for some reason. So these are the tips I'm gonna leave you. I know that I'm not an expert in sleep, but I feel like I just hope that I do get some expert advice on it. So, hey, listen, if you're going to listen to this on Spotify, of course, there's no comment section. Great job, Spotify. But if you are going to listen to it on YouTube, on my second channel, Shree Talks A Lot, leave in the comment section below, okay? If you have any advice, or if you have anything, or if you're going through the same thing, just, let's talk in the comment section, because I hope I really can fix this problem. And the next episode, if I can fix this problem, I'm going to make it a video format, not just an audio format. So if you find me in the next episode speaking in video, then you'll know that I have somewhat fixed the problem and I'm somewhat sane enough to, be ready for video, and I'm not really disheveled and tired or anything for video. So if that happens, you'll know that I'm doing better at this thing. And I'm the next video, I'm going to do a follow-up, of course, on this. And I hope these tips have helped you, man. I hope this episode helps you, that you're not alone. You're not going through this alone. I'm with you, fam. I'm there. I hope we both of us get through this together. This is ridiculous. It's a ridiculous problem. I hope you're also getting some help. I hope you're getting professional help too if it's getting severe, because, hey, this is something that, a life coach or a YouTube guru or even me, I can't solve this. Sometimes if it gets too bad, it's a professional is the only person that can help us. So I might consult a doctor too, but I'm going to see if the tips that I shared with you helps me as well. And I'm going to look into melatonin and see, I'm going to consult a professional before taking medicine. Of course, that's who I am. And I'm going to try to fix my sleep once and for all. The takeaway from this episode that I want you to just realize before any discipline routine, before any fucking app that'll help you or anything, the most important thing to realize that I realized is that my entire routine depends on the hygiene of my sleep. Okay? That's something that you have to realize as well. Your entire daily routine depends on the hygiene of the sleep you had yesterday. That is so important, and it is so overlooked. Fuck those people who say that you need 4 hours of sleep and you're fine. The people I love these guys. I mean, I'm not going to say I love them, but I like listening to their advice on marketing and discipline. I'm not exactly going to say I'm a fan, but I do like listening to them. They're good people. Jocko Willink and Gary Vee said that they can operate on 4 hours of sleep, and I'm sorry. Okay, but I hope you stub your toe. That's not good advice. Nobody can operate on 4 hours of sleep. If you can, there's something wrong with you, and I hope you both stub your toes, okay? I'm sorry, but I'm a little mad, okay? I'm sleep deprived. What do you want me to do? Whatever. But no, don't listen to people like those who say you need 4 hours of sleep and you're fine. You're not going to be fine. You're going to be like me, cranky and angry and wishing people harm. So I'm shocked that it took me this long to realize this, but yeah, sleep is hella important, okay? I'm going to leave it at that. I hope this episode wasn't 50 minutes long. I haven't checked the time, but I'm going to leave you with that. I hope you get a good night's sleep, and I hope you have a lovely day. Thank you for listening. Thank you. And I hope you enjoyed it. Consider subscribing to my channel, Shree Talks A Lot, and look at my main channel, Shree Nation, see if you like anything, and do subscribe if you enjoyed it. Episode next week. I hope I make it in video format. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope I didn't waste your time. See you next week.